Every gardener you know is giving their fruit trees more space, more soil, and more room. And almost every container gardener you know is getting zero fruit. That is not a coincidence. With pineapple guava, a smaller pot does not hurt the harvest. It forces it. A restricted root system sends one signal to this plant: stop growing and start producing. But here is what nobody is telling you. The pot is only half the equation. The soil mix inside that container will either unlock massive harvests or silently kill your plant before a single flower ever opens. Stay with me, because in the next 7 minutes you are going to see exactly why small space gardeners in USDA Zones 8, 9, and 10 are getting the heaviest yields of their lives from a single 5-gallon pot. And here is the part that most gardeners never find out until it is too late. The advice that nurseries have been giving small space growers for years is not built for this plant. Bigger pot, richer soil, more fertilizer. That is the exact formula that stops pineapple guava from ever flowering. And the reason nobody corrects it is simple. When this plant is stressed the wrong way, it still looks healthy. The leaves stay green, the stems stay firm, so you wait 1 full season, sometimes 2, and you never get a single fruit. That is not bad luck. That is the wrong foundation. Pineapple guava, also called feijoa, has survived in rocky, dry, coastal soils for thousands of years. It is one of the most resilient fruit plants you can grow in USDA Zones 8, 9, and 10. But when you put it in a standard potting mix designed for vegetables or flowers, you are working directly against its biology. Do you know what happens when feijoa roots sit in moisture that cannot drain? The plant stops signaling the canopy to produce flowers. It goes into survival mode, and you get nothing. This is not a rare mistake. This is the #1 reason container pineapple guavas fail across the United States. But the growers who cracked this, the ones pulling 40, 50 fruits from a single 5-gallon pot, they made 3 specific changes: the container, the soil mix, and one pruning decision that most guides never even mention. We are going to cover all 3 right now, and by the time we get to the soil mix, you are going to understand exactly why everything you were told before was always going to fail. So let us start with the container itself, because most growers get this wrong before the soil even enters the picture. You have 2 options that actually work for pineapple guava. The first is a fabric air pruning pot. When roots reach the edge of a fabric pot, the air stops their growth naturally. This is called air pruning. And what it does is force the plant to produce more lateral roots instead of one long circling root that chokes itself. More lateral roots means better nutrient uptake. Better nutrient uptake means heavier fruit set. The second option is unglazed terracotta. Terracotta breathes through its walls. In USDA Zone 9 and 10 summers, that natural temperature regulation can be the difference between fruit drop and a full harvest. Both options work. What does not work is a sealed plastic pot with no drainage. If water cannot escape within 30 seconds of watering, that container will silently stress your plant all season long. And you already know what a stressed pineapple guava does. It looks fine, and it gives you nothing. Now the soil mix, and this is where the real shift happens. Do not use standard potting soil alone. It holds too much moisture, it compacts over time, and it suffocates the root system that this plant depends on. The mix that works uses 3 parts. 1 part coarse perlite, 1 part aged pine bark fines, 1 part quality compost. Perlite gives you drainage and air pockets. Pine bark gives you structure and slight acidity that feijoa prefers. Compost gives you the biology and slow nutrients that feed the plant without forcing leafy growth. When you mix these 3 together, the result should look loose and chunky. Not compacted, not dark and wet, loose and chunky. Now push your finger 2 inches into that mix after watering. It should feel slightly cool, barely moist. If your finger comes out with soil clinging to it and it feels wet, that mix will hurt your plant, not help it. Do that finger check every single time before you water. That one habit alone will save you from the #1 mistake container growers make all summer. So now you have the right container. You have the right soil mix. But here is what most guides stop at. The shape of your plant, the way you prune it, determines whether all of this work actually produces fruit. And the pruning mistake most growers make costs them an entire season without them ever knowing why. That is coming up next. Here is the mistake that costs most container growers an entire season. They prune at the wrong time, on the wrong branches, and they never find out why the fruit never came. Pineapple, guava, produces its fruit on 1-year-old wood. Not new growth, not old woody stems. 1-year-old wood only. If you trim back the soft new growth after summer, you are removing next season's entire fruit crop. 1 pruning session, 1 wrong cut, 1 full year of waiting for nothing. This is not a rare situation. This is happening in backyards and on balconies all across zones 8, 9, and 10 every single year. So here is what you do instead. The approach that works for container plants is called the open center method. You remove branches that cross through the middle of the plant. You keep 3 to 5 main arms pointing outward and upward. That is it. This does 2 things that directly increase your harvest. First, it opens airflow through the canopy. Better airflow means less disease pressure. Less disease pressure means the plant puts its energy into fruit instead of fighting stress. Second, it allows sunlight to reach every fruiting branch evenly. And even light exposure is what gives you even ripening across the whole plant. After pruning, your plant should look like an open hand. Wide and spread, not tall and crowded. Do your shaping in late winter before any new growth starts pushing. And never remove more than 1/3 of the canopy in a single season. If you stay within those 2 rules, you will never accidentally cut off next season's fruit again. Now the structure is right, the soil is right, the container is right. But without the correct feeding cycle, the flowers still will not come. And the feeding mistake most growers make is the exact opposite of what you would expect. Most container gardeners make the same feeding mistake. They use a general purpose fertilizer, high nitrogen, balanced numbers. Looks good on the label. And it is exactly what stops pineapple guava from flowering. Here is why. Nitrogen pushes leafy growth, and when a plant is busy pushing leaves, it has no signal to produce flowers. It chooses leaves over fruit every single time. So in early spring, when you start seeing the first new leaf buds pushing out, you make one switch. You move to a low nitrogen, high potassium fertilizer. A ratio of 5 to 15 to 15 works well. Some growers use a dedicated bloom fertilizer. The label will show a low first number and high second and third numbers. That is what you are looking for. Now here is the second part that most guides skip completely. Do not apply at full dose. Apply at half the recommended dose every 2 weeks through spring and into early summer. This is called microdosing. And it does 2 things. It prevents salt buildup in your container soil, which is one of the hidden causes of fruit drop. And it gives the plant a steady, consistent supply of what it needs instead of one heavy hit that stresses the roots. In midsummer, when temperatures push above 95 degrees, reduce your watering frequency. But do not stop completely. Drought stress during fruit development is the fastest way to lose your entire crop before it ripens. Do your finger check every 2 days during peak summer heat. Cool and barely moist means you are in the right range. Wet means you are overwatering. Bone dry means the fruit is already under stress. And then something happens that most people have never seen before. The flowers open. The petals are edible. They taste sweet, almost like candy. You can eat them straight off the plant while you wait for the fruit to develop. And then in autumn, usually October through December depending on your zone, the harvest comes. The fruit will feel slightly soft when you press it gently, like a ripe avocado. The inside tastes like pineapple, guava, and fresh mint all at once from a single 5-gallon pot. On a balcony that most people would say is too small to grow anything worth eating. Now let us bring everything together, so let us go back to where we started. You do not need a large yard. You do not need a greenhouse. You do not need expensive equipment or years of experience. What you need is the right foundation. And now you have it. The container first, fabric air pruning pot or unglazed terracotta, never a sealed plastic pot that traps moisture. The soil mix second, 1 part coarse perlite, 1 part aged pine bark fines, 1 part quality compost. Loose and chunky, never wet and compacted, the pruning third. Open center shape, 3 to 5 arms pointing outward, late winter only. Never more than 1/3 of the canopy in one season. And never touch the 1-year-old wood. The feeding last. Switch to low nitrogen, high potassium in early spring. Half dose every 2 weeks through spring and early summer. Finger check every 2 days in peak summer heat. That is the entire system. 4 steps, 1 plant, 1 container, and a harvest that most people in your neighborhood will not believe came from a balcony. Now here is your 1 action for today. Check the pot your plant is sitting in right now. Press your finger 2 inches into the soil. If it feels wet and soil clings to your finger, that is your starting point. Repot into the right mix and the right container before the next growing season begins. That single change can completely transform what this plant gives you. If this helped you see pineapple guava differently, subscribe and hit the bell. Because next week we are covering the 1 pollination secret that can double your fruit set on a single plant. Most growers do not even know this plant needs it, and once you see it, everything about your harvest changes. That video is coming next week. Do not miss it.